Hey, I see everybody giving some shout outs. Good evening to everyone. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year to those that are logging on for the first time this year. Happy New Year to you. We are still very early in the campaign, and it is time to discuss what we have to discuss. I'll give a few more people opportunity to log in, and 5 minutes is probably enough for all the stragglers coming on board. We appreciate you as well. Long as you get here, that's what counts. Boy, do I have a message today. As I'm waiting for some more people to log on, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, welcome to the Monday Q&A call on the speakerfocus.com platform. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus, here with the entire team at speakerfocus.com, getting ready to answer any and every question pertaining to growing your speaker business. I want to get into some dialogue that is very nasty but necessary. Let's start the call out with nasty but necessary. In life, you're going to have to deal with a lot of days it's going to be nasty outside. Weather. You know how the snow looks really beautiful, and then all of a sudden it doesn't look beautiful anymore after everybody plays in it, after the cars drive on it, and it starts turning into slush. That is a situation where it's nasty weather, but it's necessary for you to drive in it anyway. You ever had a situation where you have to manage something, but it doesn't feel good? You don't feel like you want to wake up and move forward. It's a nasty situation, but you still know you have to manage it because it's necessary. Necessary things in life and necessities are all wrapped around what you need to be doing. It's not about what you want, it's about what you need. We need water, food, gas, utilities. We need proper nutrition. We need that to survive. Losing weight, making money, managing a family, managing your life is nasty, but it's necessary. Your speaker business, every single thing you do in it, around it, the infrastructure to build it out, from the messaging to the sales tools, to the automation, to doing outreach, to connecting with the conference coordinator. It is a very nasty business, but it is necessary for you to start booking speaking engagements. See, nasty versus necessary, or nasty but necessary. There's two types of people that schedule calls with me. There are the people who are dead ass serious about growing a speaker business. They want to make it a top priority. They can make it a top priority. They don't make any excuses. They don't let distractions get in their way. Even when they have them, they know that speaking is the top priority. It is numero uno in their lives. They make the time. They take the time. They don't say, I don't have the time. They also are willing to make the investment like everyone does on the speakerfocus.com platform. Those are the people to schedule calls with me. Area number one, characteristic, and the characteristics of a people who make it a priority look like that. Everybody else is full of shit. Those are the ones that make excuses. Those are the ones that say, hey, reach back out to me in another 3 months. I don't need to reach back out to you. You need to reach back out to me, if you reach out at all. They come up with every excuse in the book not to be committed, because they don't, not only do they don't want to be committed to their speaker goals, they're not committed to anything because they're afraid. They back out. They don't want it. They just want to hear themselves talk. Mark my words, the people in this business that talk a good game, those aren't the ones who are serious about building a speaker business. Oh, by the way, I used to be one of them. Before I understood the power of nonstop learning and continuous education, before I understood the power of higher level mentorship, that used to be me. I would talk about what I wanted to do, but I really wasn't getting in there doing the work. See, a lot of you need to embarrass yourselves in order to get the wake-up call like I did. Like I had to literally embed. You don't have to worry about somebody else doing it. I had to embarrass myself. I had to say, I had to look in the mirror and say, you know what, Kevin T. Robertson, you're full of shit. You know what? You aren't doing the work. Maybe you aren't really cut out for this business. I'm starting to hear the little boy that cried wolf. You're talking a big game about what you want to do, but you really aren't getting in there doing the work. Now, it was two reasons why I wasn't doing the work. And this is the challenge that speakers face. Number one, I really didn't know what to do. So you can call it a lot of faking it until you're making it. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell I was doing for about the first 7 years of my speaking career. And then I ran into some higher level mentorship, but I had to really embarrass myself. Look yourself in the mirror and just up and down from top to bottom, just say all the things that you are not. I know you need to clearly understand at this stage in the game who you are and who you aren't. And if it's a lot of areas in your life where you're suffering from some deficiencies and limitations and you're simply not hitting the mark, that's okay. But damn it, wake up the next day and do something about it. How about the next second? Decide the kind of speaker that you want to be. You either want to make this a top priority and you want to go through and hit every single bump in the road and do the work, because there's no cutting corners. And then you want to build it out the right way. And then you start doing outreach, and then you start getting the results, and then you're going to have more confidence. Confidence comes from doing. Illustration beats conversation. Illustration beats conversation. The speaking industry is nasty, but it's necessary if you want to have success. You know the drill. Those who have their hands raised, I will get to them first. This is January 10th, Monday, Q&A call on the speakerfocus.com platform. I see Lisa Allman Baldwin, hand up first. Lisa, let's go. Talk to me.
Hey, Kev and Austin, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Great to be on with you guys. Last Monday, I was traveling, so I didn't get to log in, but I did go back and listen to one that I had also missed in December when I was traveling. So there were a lot of good points that you brought up there, but this one just kind of reminded me of what you were just talking about. I think it was the December 13th call. You were talking about the bigger the goals, the bigger the problems. And as I was working through some things today and I was starting to get a little frustrated and started getting a little down, that just brought me back to that, is that no, that's just part of, just like you said, it's just part of being in the soup. And either I'm going to go hard or go home. So I'm not going home, I'm going hard. So thank you for having that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I had a couple of things and then I had a question.
Sure.
So as you suggested at the end of last year to sit down and write out our speaker goals.
Yep.
And let me back up for a minute. I wanted to thank you for answering those 3 support tickets for me this morning.
You're very welcome.
Got to tell you about that. Okay, so I sat down and wrote up my goals, and I want to read them to you, partially because I, like you, believe that affirmations and putting it out to the universe just sets it in manifestation. But the second reason is because I know that this group, we are all here for each other, and we are all holding the vision for each other, and we've all got each other's back. And so I know when I put it out there to the group, not that I'm expecting them to write things in the chat necessarily, but I know that over time they're going to hold this for me.
Yes.
So I wrote down that my speaker goal, my mantra for this year is abundance. And so that's in whatever way it shows up: monetary, health, finances, relationships, career, all of that. Okay. So my first speaker goal is I want to earn $150,000 this year.
Okay.
And I always tithe at least 10% of everything I earn. So that means that I will get to tithe $15,000 to different places. I wrote down secure at least 2 gigs a month. And if they are in person, at least 1 tour add-on in the same area. I put down enhance and improve my speaker facilitation skills, improve my speaking skills, secure at least 3 international gigs, preferably in person. I want to delve further into the topics presented in module 2. If I remember correctly, because it's been several months since I went through module 2, you had a lot of things of approaching audiences that are mostly female and male and different things like that. So I want to go back through all of those and dig into those topics some more. And if I remember right, also you had suggested some different topics related to research.
Yes.
So I can do that.
Mhm.
I wrote, continue increase being of service to others in every thought, word, action, interaction, and intention with higher spiritual consciousness. Hire a personal assistant to help with admin, outreach, social media, and other needs. And then the last one I wrote was meet KTR in Austin in person and attend one of KTR's events.
Yeah.
So
Lofty goals
lots to
for
go.
the 2022 campaign. I love it. I love it. Let me just say something about your goals. And a lot of people, because we talk about manifesting things a lot and we throw the words around, but a lot of people really don't understand law of attraction. It's the very reason why me and Austin got speaker focused to where we are right now. And it's the very reason why you take the risk that you do. You simply see something in your mind about what you're capable of doing. It's a purpose. It's that little voice inside of your head telling you that you can. It's these visions that pop up into your head, these ideas that the universe gives you, the creator gives you, and you're tied into what they call source energy. Now, me, I'm a person and I'm really deep and heavy into this ideology and this mindset. This is a discipline that I'm talking about. The subconscious mind it's no joke. It takes everything as literal fact. If you tell yourself, "Oh, you guys are killing me with this kind of talk right now," your subconscious mind is literally attracting kill thoughts, dampening your spirits, suppressing your vision and your creativity. This is why I am statements are so important. This is why vision board and having goals, Lisa, that you just clearly laid out. That's why it's important to write these things down. I am actually activates the subconscious mind. That is where all your level of skill resides. It is where your memory is stored. It's where all the educational data, all these millions of bits of data is stored in your subconscious mind. Now, if you do not do research, when you try to summon the resource to pop up and activate it and put it into motion in your life that will get you results, you simply won't be able to do it because you didn't read enough, you didn't study enough, you didn't practice enough, you didn't work your ass off enough in order to manifest. Manifestation does not happen without work. I don't care how many positive ideas and thoughts you have in your head. The universe works like this. Whatever you have on your mind, you are going to consistently attract that singular thought into your circumference, into your life, into your vision, into your plan, into your goals, into your objectives. I could go on and on and on. The subconscious mind, it doesn't know the difference between a lie or the truth. This is why you literally can trick your brain. It's called programming your brain instead of tricking, it's programming. This is why Tony Robbins is an absolute master at neurolinguistics programming. A lot of people think, oh, that's a scam. No, your subconscious mind controls the cineplex of everything you're doing. It's not the body. The mind tells the body what to do. If I go over and if I touch something and it's hot, see, my finger doesn't tell me that it's hot. There's a receptor in my brain that goes from my finger to my brain, and my brain says that shit is hot. Okay, we need to put it in some ice, or we need to stop that. It's a pain indicator. So if you haven't read Steven Pinker's book, How the Mind Works, I suggest, if you're a speaker, coach, or consultant, how could you possibly call yourself somebody who knows how to transfer knowledge if you would not understand how the subconscious mind works? You have to get in there and understand how the brain works. Just like how Austin tinkers in the tech department, they pull stuff apart and they open it up and they understand engineering, how to reverse engineer things, and they understand circuitry, and they understand data and how to analyze all this stuff. They're in it every day. They literally take the computer apart and they understand what's inside the guts. You need to understand, if you're a speaker, if you're a consultant, or if you're a coach, you need to understand how your mind works. We're only utilizing about 7 to 15% of our mental capacity. Most people don't really push it to the maximum, so they get mind expansion. Mind expansion That means your database is growing. Now, the only way mind expansion happens and you get smarter and your business IQ or emotional IQ increases is if you've got to study and learn. Do you think I'm able, Lisa, to put together these word sequences and teach at the level that I am without doing a lot of research and then having the experience and the repetitions to be able to back it up? Where do you think I'm gathering this data from? Within milliseconds, I am literally say, okay, this is what Lisa needs to hear. I'm answering the question, but I'm turning it into a teachable moment for everybody else. And I am literally I'm talking about millions of buttons right now, and it's going to collect the data within a fraction of a second. Most people put the cart before the horse. You've got to see it and then say it. If you're going to articulate yourself as a professional orator, you've got to see it in your mind first. Then you've got to be able to articulate it, and it's got to flow and it's got to come out fast. So, Lisa, when you have a vision board, as all of you should, if you do not have a vision board, it means you're not interested in attracting into your life what it is that you want. You have to start acting like if you want to build a new house in 2 years, you've got to start acting like you're getting ready to move. There should be boxes packed downstairs. Every time you see the box, it's letting you know that it's time to move. I do not live here anymore. I live in my new house. That's what you need to be thinking. See, I'm sitting home right now, but I'm on tour. You need to be thinking to yourself, I'm on tour right now. I'm not sitting in my living room eating some snacks and watching television. I'm on the road. I'm eating snacks from my hotel room. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a lie or the truth. You've got to activate it by having a vision board. And the vision board, watch this, every person you meet, every action that you take, everything that you do, the things that are on your vision board, they don't start miraculously showing up into your life because it's luck. If it was luck, I could board everybody on a plane, give them $100,000, everybody go hit the roulette table, and we all 10x our money. This is about plan designed. Footprints in the sand are already laid there for you. All you got to do is find the path. The path is in your mental capacity to understand the powers of the subconscious mind and understand how to get the most out of the human brain. Most people do not. You've got to keep forcing in new learning so that you grow. And when you grow, that is how now, when you start understanding the power of I am statements and you utilize the vision board technique, you start attracting all these things. Let me just say this to you. This is a fact. There has not been one time ever in my life. And I read the first book I read about the first book I read about positive thinking was Powers of the Subconscious Mind. It's a little paperback book. It's about $7 now. Powers of the Subconscious Mind. I read that in my early 20s. No, it's not been one time in my entire life where I have put up a vision board, written down some goals. It's a scientific proven fact. 95% of written goals manifest themselves into completion because you force execution through action. See it and then do it. See it and then say it. See it and then do it. Every time I write something down or put a picture up there, something that I wanted or desired, I have been able to accomplish that goal. It's just that simple. I don't care how big it was. I don't care how far out of reach I thought it was. Write it down and see what happens. Now you got to actually do the work. Lisa, am I making sense to you what I'm saying about vision board, manifesting, taking action, writing things down? I am statements rule the world. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so to me, it sounds like you're on the right path for the entire year. And what I love about you, last but not least, you actually do the work. So do I believe that you're capable? Absolutely. I think your money goal is a little low. You probably should double it, but go ahead.
And I was stressing it that I was making it too high.
No, because watch this. Because
it was lower before that. And then I thought, no, come on, Lisa, shoot a little more for the fence. And that's why I moved it up to 150.
No, watch this. The first time I wrote down, Kevin T. Robertson, am a professional speaker, and I travel abroad, and I do 150 tour days every single year. The first time I wrote down 150, that year I only did 30. But the next year, I was able to do 57. And then once the next year after that, I broke 70. And then once I broke 100, it took me about 5 years to hit 150, but I did it. In 2007, I did 152 tour dates internationally. And it's only because I was being greedy and the tour dates were in DC and they offered me so much money because I typically try to slow down around Christmas time, but they offered me so much money. It was right there in town. I was like, okay, fine. Another $22,000, no problem. I'll do it. I did one for $10,000 and one for $11,000. And I gave them a discount too, because it was Christmas time. So what I'm saying is when you shoot high, even if you drop a little bit below, okay, I said 150 on a piece of paper, but I still got 30. How many of you would like to do 10 tour dates this year? How many of you would like to do one a month at $5,000 to $10,000? How much would that change your life? See, it doesn't matter what your goals should scare the living crap out of you. They're designed to scare you. Listen, first of all, let me just be clear about something, Lisa. Your vision is so big that you're not going, it's going to take you many lifetimes to accomplish. What you got to do while you still have this physical body is do your part to get the vision going. Don't you understand? I am literally going to live forever. And so are you. And so are all of you. Your vision is going to live forever if you lived out the full manifestation of your purpose. If you walked in it every day, by the time your physical life is up, then it's time. You're going to have videos and all this. You're going to have a training system. You're going to have books and all this kind. That's what lives forever. Legacy is what I wake up for and speak for every day. Lisa, did you have any other questions or comments?
So what was the Steven Pinker's book? What was the name of the book?
Steven Pinker, Pinker. Steven Pinker is a leading authority at MIT in the field of cognitive science, the study of the human mind. Steven Pinker, How the Mind Works.
How the Mind Works.
How the Mind Works. It's an absolute must read if you're a speaker, coach, or consultant. The reason why Tony Robbins, the San Antonio Spurs paid him $2 million to go in, and he really doesn't know a lot about basketball, but he understands how to get the most out of the mind. The U.S. Army hired him to go in and teach people how to increase their sniper scores. The drill sergeant asked him, "Hey, Tony, do you know how to shoot a gun?" He was like, "No, I don't know how to shoot a gun, but I understand how this works." And he's able to do these things, and you're able to see Tony Robbins in motion like he does. This is not a scam. This man understands how to manipulate the circuitry of the human brain to get it to do what it needs to do. Face fears, overcome obstacles, deal with your deficiencies, your limitations. I am an absolute master at it as well, because I've had to go through the rigors of hell in this industry and being an entrepreneur. But my desire to be better and overcome is much stronger than my desire to quit. And believe me, I want to quit a whole lot of days. I don't give a damn how number one you are in this world. You are still going to want to give up and quit. But your desire to be better has got to be more than the other things that are holding you back in the distractions. And that is what mastering the subconscious mind is all about. And mental toughness at the end of the day. I want to succeed a whole lot more than I want to fail. I am willing to deal with the pain of success and getting there and climbing at the top of Mount Everest. And I'm willing to take the punishment and the abuse and the blisters on the bottom of my feet and my hands bleeding. I'd rather deal with that kind of pain than the pain and the hell that I'm going to put myself through if I say I'm going to give up and quit. I just simply can't deal with that. I'm not going to tolerate it. And if that's not your mindset, you're never going to have any success in the business of professional speaking. Lisa, has it been easy since you've been on board speakerfocus.com so far?
No, it's been very, very challenging, but in wonderful ways. And there were some days when I was like, "What are you thinking, girl? You can't do this." But then, but then I replaced it with, "Oh, hell no! This is no. I'm not giving up. That's not going to happen."
Yeah.
And just looking back through, shit I've been going through in the past 5 years, I'm like, if I can go through that, I can go through this.
Exactly. That's what you got to tell yourself.
Right. Why are you saying that you think my my 150 goal is too low?
Because I just like an example that I gave you when I wrote the I am statement. This is the first I am statement I ever wrote down about my speaking. Listen, this is verbatim. This is the first thing I ever wrote down. I, Kevin T. Robertson, am a professional speaker who travels the world and abroad, and I do 150 tour days every single year. How many times you want me to say it? The first year I wrote that down, I did 30.
Right.
Second year was 57, and it just kept growing. It's okay if you don't hit the actual number. I'm saying that if I did 150 and got 30, What if I would have said I would put 250 down there? Maybe I would have got 60. I don't know. But knowing what I know now, the number should be higher.
Okay.
The number should be broad. It should be a gargantuan number. It's supposed to scare you. It's okay. Your subconscious mind, watch this, it will level out accordingly. It will give you exactly what you're thinking about.
Okay, because when you asked me at the end of last year on one of the coaching calls, you said, what do you want to do for 2022? And I said, well, I'd like to do at least one, I think I said one a month, just because I was doing other things. And so, but I hadn't written out all of my goals. So when I did it this morning, I thought, okay, well, 150, that's kind of shooting for the fence for me, but I'll write it down. But so it's kind of, I mean, I understood everything you just said, but it still feels interesting to me that you're saying it's too low, but okay.
It is because in your mind, your level of subconscious mind maturity. See, if you read Steven Pinker's How the Mind Works, if you did more research on NLP, you'd understand that the Mark Victor Hansons of the world, when Mark Victor Hansen said he wanted to, before he sold billions of dollars for Chicken Soup for the Soul, he just wanted to sell X amount of copies. And he literally wrote that statement down. Look at the movie called The Secret. Look at all these people who are successful. These people are not lucky. It's a reason why numbers dictate the world. The higher you shoot for, it's gonna, the universe is gonna level out accordingly, and it's gonna give you confidence to say, damn, I did 30 this year. Oh man, I didn't even think I was gonna get 1, but I got 30. And then next year, what I'm saying is, you can do a couple engagements a month and do $150,000 a year as a speaker. You know how easy that is to do? Once you get your outreach going and your marketing machine is popping. See, some of you don't understand the concept that you're going to be hiding from meeting planners trying to book you to speak. That's how hot you're going to be.
So then what would I
get that in your mindset?
So help me out then. So like, what would I put then? 200, 300? I mean,
okay.
I'm not doubting my skill set or anything like that. I just, and I understand what you're saying about, things, the universe is going to level things out accordingly, but I guess I'm stymied on what number I should be putting as my shoot for the fence then.
Okay, no problem. Again, because you're second guessing yourself and you don't believe it's possible. Lisa and the rest of you, you're still suffering from some possibility blindness. You've never done it before, so you feel like you can't do it. Now, first of all, let me ask you what you've written down. Have you written down a goal? Have you done an I am statement?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me hear it.
Oh, okay. Let me get mine. Let's see if
maybe your I am statement isn't written right. Maybe you need to reword it. It's going to go down exactly how I see it is exactly how it's going to go down. It may not happen this first year, but it's going to happen. It's important that you memorize it and lock it in, because I told you it took me 5 years before I started doing 150 tour days. People were like, man, why did you want to do 150? Because that was just my number. I needed to get a lot of repetitions in. It wasn't so much in the beginning. It wasn't so much the money. I needed to practice. I got tired of being a motivational speaker. So I did whatever I had to do. It was like going to boot camp for, it was like going to college boot camp for speaking. So that's what I did. I wanted to get the repetitions and I needed to learn to facilitate. I needed to learn to teach. I didn't know how to do that. I needed to learn how to transfer knowledge at an extremely high level. So I wanted to get those tour days in, doing a mixture of keynotes and half day and full day programs. I needed to get the repetition in. And after a while, guess what happened? As soon as I reached the level of mastery at transferring knowledge, running seminars for 8 hours, 4 hours, hour keynote speeches, 2-hour educational keynotes, I started backing off and my tour day started tapering down, because then you get to the point where you want to speak less and earn more. But when I first started out, I needed the repetitions in. How else was I supposed to get better?
Right.
And I'm very anal about getting my repetitions in. I'm not just going to do it and be okay. I wasn't born to be okay or be average. I'm the best. Whatever it is I do, I'm number one in my space, period. It's always been like that, and it's always going to be like that. I'm only in competition with myself.
Okay. So I'm gonna give the I am statement more thought, because obviously what I thought I put down, which I can't find right now, is not it's not it. So I'll give that some more thought and then
Okay,
and then
Lisa,
run it
Lisa,
by you next week.
okay, let me just say it. The reason, again, the reason why you can't find it and it's not definite is because you didn't write it out the right way. Because if you did, it would be right there on your mirror when you walk into your bathroom. It would be on the refrigerator. You got to have this shit copy and paste it everywhere in your house. It's inescapable. Your goals, a short-term goal sheet should be everywhere in your house. It should be in the car. When you get in there, it should be up on, it should be the screensaver on your laptop computer. See, this is what I'm saying. You can't get away from it.
Got it.
You can't get away from it. That's the monetary goal. That's how many tour days you want. That's the kind of speaker that you want to be. That's everything. Personal goals and professional goals. You got any other questions or comments?
Yes. One last thing.
Oh, pause real quick, Lisa. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Somebody with the screen name Pastor Miller. I can't remember exactly who that is. We got multiple people on our platform. Last name is Miller. I'm not sure who you are. If you're still on and you hear me, you had your hand up. I'm not sure if your question already got answered. You're more than willing to put it in the chat box, or by all means, put your hand back up and I will get to you. And I also see Eileen, I see your hand up as well. Thank you for your patience. Again, whoever is Pastor Miller, if you are still interested in, whoa, is somebody trying to call me? Wait a minute. Let me see. Oh, can't answer that. Okay. No problem. Let's move forward. Go ahead, Lisa. I'm listening.
Okay. Last thing is I got an email. Somebody got my email address, something of the speakers. I don't know if it's a speakers bureau or a woman who's a speaker, but I wanted to get your take on what she said here. She said, in the next few years, a new marketplace will emerge and high paying out of the left field opportunities will pop up that you would never have anticipated. The old traditional engagements have left the room. The association market, although mid or low level in terms of payment, once provided a dependable income for speakers. This has diminished significantly as associations have adopted a sponsorship policy. It's their loss, not yours. Imagine how constricted speakers are when paid by their boss. For professional speakers, the same old will no longer work. Higher standards are required to stay on top of your game, think way out of the box, and seek out underserved markets and hidden opportunities. So I wanted to get your opinion on what she said about the association market there, because you're on top of,
Okay. First of all, who is this? Is this a coach or is this another speaker? Somebody information?
Somebody put me on their email list, but I think either the woman or the organization's called Speakers Gold.
Okay.
And that's just their email campaign they sent out, and I read that today, and I thought, okay, well, I'll ask you about the association market thing that you said.
Okay, well, it's I mean, what you do as a professional digital marketer is obviously there was some great shock copy in there to get your attention about the association market. What I would say there, this has been going on for years, but it takes a long time to be able to institute a full sponsorship takeover of the association market. And it's unfair to say that the entire association market is going to be led by sponsorship driven speaking, where what they're saying in the copy is the association market, perhaps maybe in the youth market, if they have some associations related to that, there's a bottom and there's a top to every market. And for instance, the youth market speaking to kids, the bottom will be speaking at the community center for $200. The top will be speaking at a leadership conference at the YMCA. That will be your $5,000. There are dozens of speakers who dominate the youth market, and they don't speak at the bottom of that market. There is an association at the bottom and the top to serve the youth market. Am I making sense thus far?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Then you have the faith-based market is next. You have the smaller churches. Then you have the mega churches. There's an association for Baptist pastors. When you go speak at a small church, they're going to give you a little honorarium. You're going to walk out of there with $142.87 if you're lucky. Excuse me. Then if you speak at Manpower Conference with TD Jakes and they hire you to come in, they have the bigger budget to pay you. The association market is very broad. There is an association for everything. So yes, it is partly true that the association markets It's not historically low paying, but there is a low paying in every market. There's a bottom and there's a top. Most people don't know how to break this down like me. Let's get to the third market, which is the government contracting market. Unless you're doing IT training or something like that, or you're doing big project management, that's the top of the market. The bottom of the market is they really don't want to celebrate you as a speaker. They'll tolerate you, and they have an open bid policy, $2,000 to $6,000 for full day training. They don't want to pay to get the best. That's why I don't speak in the government contracting market anymore. They just want a warm body to facilitate the contract. And if you won't do it, somebody else will do it. See, this is a game. This is the bottom end of it is in the government contracting market is doing the facilitation as a $2,000 to $6,000 a day speaker, and then they'll send you out an ACH. They're going to make you wait months to get your money. In most cases, see, when you got 2,700 repetitions in, I can speak about the low and the high because I've serviced all of them. Now let me move on to the next one. You got the college and university market. There's a bottom and there's a high. If you're in the college and university market, if you price yourself out around $2,000, you could work as much as you want to, because your fee doesn't say, oh my God, they don't want 5,000, but it's strong enough for you to be able to get the consistent booking. But you're going to have to take out all your fees up front, because they're not going to have your check until you get on campus. The low end of, now watch this, there's a National Association of College Coordinators. If those coordinators are part of that association, but they're the president of student activities at John C. Smith University in North Carolina, you are getting $1,500. You may get $1,000 if you're lucky, because they don't have the budget to pay you like a Duke University pays at the top of that market, $4,000. If you're a celebrity, they'll pay you $5,000 or more dollars. If you're Snooki from Jersey Shore, they'll pay you $30,000, because they will pool multiple budgets together from multiple departments, because they want to get the ooh, ah, and entertainment wow factor. They'll find the money if your brand is big enough, or if they want you bad enough, they will find your money. Now you get into the corporate and association market. Let me really clarify this, Lisa, so you understand it, because a lot of people, they don't have the depth of knowledge the way I do, so you can't break this shit down and explain it where you really understand it. The bottom of the association market would be the, let's say this, watch this, the Rotary Club, the any type of little, with it, you have to wear a hat and go to, those are the bottom of the markets. They either don't want to pay you, or they're going to pay you very, very little. The top of the market looks like one of my clients, the International Association of Venue Managers, where they hire 55 speakers at one conference for the big conference. I've spoken at that conference before. I was one of 55 speakers. They hired me to do a keynote and then do a breakout. I was not a low fee for my check for that particular conference. So now there is a bottom and there's a top end of all the markets. Your job is to learn how to attract the higher, bigger fees and bigger events, if that's the kind of speaker that you choose to be. It was in the cards for me. I was just destined to be a bigger speaker. So I started to do everything I could in my career to start getting higher level marketing information, so I could go for the bigger stages, which is what I am at this stage in my career at my current keynote range of $50,000. I'm going to be speaking at these other major conferences because the venues have gotten bigger. All these new venues are getting built and rolled out. I desire those kind of stages. I've done the grunt work. I've done everything you can imagine. There's a different kind of celebrity speaking that I'll be doing from here going out. Now, let's get to the corporate market. You have small, medium-sized companies who may only be able to pay you $2,500 to $5,000. If you play your cards right, not every corporation is going to pay you $5,000 plus dollars. Now, let's say this. If you take a mom and pop shop that have been in business for 5 years, they really don't have a big budget because they have to spend money on marketing. They only have 25 people on their staff. They got trucks, they got service that they have to do. They have expenses. Maybe they're only going to pay you 20. You know how many checks I've taken from small businesses for $2,500 because they could not pay the $5,000? I took it because I was still in the process of growing. But then you go to Deloitte. One of my clients is Deloitte. That's a Fortune 100 company. And I got tons of Fortune 500 companies under my belt that would pay. Matter of fact, sometimes when you don't charge enough, they will ask you, that's all you charge? Because they're expecting to pay more. When you're actually good, you get more money. See, I was always interested in being good and great. I wasn't ever interested in being average or okay. And that's the reason why my fee, this is a mindset, Lisa. And this is the hardest thing for speakers to understand. So yeah, okay, now we got past the shock value in the copy. There are a lot of associations that pay low. So therefore, things that are emerging, this has been talked about in the speaking industry for the last 5 to 10 years, sponsorship speaking. So in other words, if you can't pay for it, and I've done events like this before too, let's get Bank of America to sponsor the event. Bank of America comes, they have a booth set up, they're going to pay $2,500. Well, the association that's trying to hire me, they can only do $2,500. So they're doing a sponsorship with Bank of America to come up with my other $2,500. And that's how they're able to pay my keynote of $5,000 back when it was $5,000. It's the same exact thing. How bad does Bank of America want to be in business with brand KTR? How bad does McDonald's or any of these other corporations? When you see me on stage at the Essence Festival and you have me on the main stage and I'm the speaker that is keeping everybody focused, then McDonald's will do their part to pay the full ride of that $50,000, that $5,000, that $10,000. It's always possible. That's the high end of it. I'm on the top end, not the bottom anymore. But you got to start somewhere. So there are bottom ends to the youth market speaking to kids, faith-based market speaking to churches, government contracting market, the college and university market, the corporate and the association market. You got to figure out if you want to be stuck on the low end, and low end and low fees, by the way, equal horrible marketing. Higher fees equal better marketing, and your brand is very polished, poised, and professional. How do you substantiate and justify your value as a high fee speaker? Through the proper messaging and the sales tools. Lisa, I don't expect you to get anything less than $5,000 because you are that kind of speaker. So stop thinking like you are a low budget speaker just because you haven't been attracting these engagements before. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Do you have any other questions or comments?
no, that's it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I look forward to seeing your I am statements. Please send it over to me so I can help you tweak it. And then it needs to go up everywhere possible so you can memorize your I am statements. Because if you're not, it's not going to be attracted into your life the right way.
All right, I will send it to you. I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Okay, Lisa. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Pastor Miller did not put their hand back up. I'm gonna send him a direct message. Let me see in the chat. Okay, let me see. Eileen, talk to me.
Hi, KTR. How are you this year?
I'm doing great. I am growing. I am healing, and I'm prospering. How about you?
Great, great. I think I'm on that same path and it feels good right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I submitted a support ticket for my webpage.
Okay.
And I need your input on it before I go ahead and have her put it out. She has put some of it out, but I wanted your input on it before I had made the final decision. Did you get the support? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Real quick, just to update you on me, from what I saw on your support ticket, I believe you sent over some things on your speaker info kit, which I gave you some feedback on. I told you to send me the whole thing when it was all complete. And also, is your web designer on the call with you tonight?
No, she's not.
Okay. So you sent me some other things that it looked like it was a checklist of everything you needed on the website. I believe I sent you back. I answered the support ticket and just said, let me see the finished product of when you're going to have it up and running. I believe that the credentials and whatever information you sent me, that's exactly what needed to be on the website. Mm-hmm. But I need to see the finished product.
And I think what I had submitted the last time was the finished product. And I think I submitted it at the end of last week.
Okay, I did not see a web link. I did not see a website link. If it's eileenpeters.com or whatever, please send me a support ticket with the URL, your website, so we can visit it. And then I'll go through the whole thing and give you my thoughts on that. I did send you back another support ticket, I believe, when you were asking me about how to manage social media and do videos from your phone. Did you get a response to that?
I did get the response to that as far as going and downloading and going into YouTube, but I have to work on that some more also, because I had been doing the Facebook Live.
Yes.
And I wanted to make sure that that was something that I could put on all of the social media that I'm linked to, like LinkedIn as well. Am I supposed to put it on LinkedIn as well as on everything?
You're supposed to put it on LinkedIn, but remember, anytime you're doing videos, if you do a Facebook Live, then Facebook is going to keep the video on there. If you do it from your phone and then post a video up on Facebook, you do it from your phone, then you could upload it to LinkedIn. You can upload it to YouTube. You can upload it to your Instagram. That's typically the best way to do it, either from your phone or your tablet, and upload it from there. So, but yeah, you know, with your type of mental health information and the way you teach, that is very much needed right now. People need to understand they need to understand your take. They need to know your ideology, your mindset, how you feel about it. You know, one thing about making videos and producing content, you're going to keep getting better at it. And it may feel really uncomfortable when you first start. I remember when I did my first video, and I'm a professional communicator and a celebrity talk show host. I got all this training in media. When I did my first social media video, it felt a little weird. You know, I'm like, well, who am I talking to? You know, when you understand about your target audience and understand people are broken right now, you just got to get on camera and just speak from your heart. And that's the very best of who you are. And if you keep doing that, so this is what I need you to do. Send me a support ticket with the web address. Send me what your name is on your Facebook. I believe we're already connected. I think we're friends on Facebook already, but then I will visit your Facebook page and I will look at the lives that you already done. I'll give you some critiques. I'm probably going to say what I did when you sent the other videos in there. Eileen, this information is amazing. Yes, you need to watch this. You need to pull up your phone. You need to hit video. You need to sit there and record a video, or get you a little tripod from Amazon for like $20.
I have that.
And just go in there, record the video, then upload the video to your LinkedIn, and then just put some copy. If you want to see how it's done, go to my LinkedIn and see how I post videos and see how I label everything and exactly how I do it. Try it one time. And even if you want to send the video to me first, just a raw file and in the copy, hey, I'm going to put this copy on LinkedIn with this video. What do you think? Send it to me like that. And let me give you some feedback on it. The key is start documenting and don't stop.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm doing strategies for healthy living, and I'm doing tips, 5 to 10 tips. And I've done 4 already. So yeah, I will go ahead and do that. It's eileenpetersfranklin.com. So that's, so I will send that to you for the webpage. And I'm just waiting to get your feedback so I can get ready to get started.
Eileen, that's it right there. You're doing, like you said, you're doing 5 tips, 10 steps, 6 techniques to better mental health. That's what I need right there.
Okay.
Exactly. You could do, okay, this is day 1 of 5 days of mental health featuring Eileen Peters. And then boom, I got day 1, I got day 2. That's what people want to be able to follow. Another thing is like teasing the next day, and they're able to come back. That's how you develop a following. And also too, it's not about people looking at it in real time. Don't get caught up on the numbers. Oh, I don't have a lot of followers. Listen, we all start out with 1 follower. Don't worry about the following. Worry about the documentation of the subject matter expertise and leaving a golden nugget behind. So when the meeting planner starts doing all the due diligence, they are going to click on every single social networking site you have. And you want to leave behind some golden nuggets. I don't give a damn if it's 1 like on it. I don't care if it's 0 likes. It's the content that matters.
Well, I did it at 11 o'clock. I had 600 hits. So, you know. Yeah, so that's why I want to go ahead and go forward with it and keep moving with it. So I'll submit that information to you and just wait to hear back from you, and I'll go from there.
Absolutely. You're doing an amazing job. Like I said, slow progress is still progress. I'd rather you be slow and steady and stick with it than not be with it at all. Keep doing what you're doing, and we're always here for you. I can't wait to see your website.
Thanks, KTR.
Okay, Eileen, love you much. Talk to you real soon.
You too. Love you too.
Okay, let me see. Rico McElroy, talk to me, brother.
KTR.
Rico, happy New Year to you, bro. And nice to have you back on the platform again, man. How are things going?
Man, they're going good, man. In spite of it all, man, I'm still up, and thankful my son is here. I really am.
Good.
That was the gift. That was the Christmas gift.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keep healing, Rico. Keep healing, brother. We all need it. I'm going through the healing process right now, and it feels good, man, to to bring closure to some things and have those things pass. And for us, it's a blessing to still be here, man. Believe me, amongst everything that's going on right now in the world, I definitely feel you. What's your question or comment tonight?
Well, really, I did have to take that time to. Sometimes I would try out if it's a lot going on. I would just say this: I didn't realize I needed to take that time away. I really didn't, because I would have tried to plow through it. And sometimes you got to slow down and build, slow down and heal, so you can build.
Like that.
And so that's what I'm doing and been doing. And I think the thing about it is now we had also just moved too, so we had to move as well.
Okay.
So that's also as well. So, but it's okay. Got situated, and so now what I'm looking at is how I can do my Zoom or do my 30-minute presentation. I did a presentation. But I think when I did that presentation, I can go back and re-record it in Zoom. I have it on PowerPoint. I can do that as my free training to go onto the site.
Got you.
Free, yeah. I think it's the 3 A's to fulfillment, alignment, assignment, and authority. And I'm going to utilize that recorded via Zoom. I guess my question is, do I use, when you did your videos, there's a couple of questions, maybe for you or for Austin. So I could record that in Zoom like it is by myself, like directly, right? And just use my live show.
Sure. Yeah, you could do it like that. I mean, the best way to do it, because the Zoom is tracking your audio. Instead, like I've done things before where I've designed PowerPoint slides and I've done separate audio files, send it over to Austin, and he puts the whole thing together and make it look like a movie, but we're a whole lot more advanced now. And so you can just record it through Zoom and have the audio and have the PowerPoint running at the same time, whether or not and it'll put a little box over in the corner to show your face. If you want to show your face, you can just run the audio, and it'll turn your entire presentation. Think about it. You can also, presentation is all about timing. You can literally take your time if you're going through the presentation, advance through the slides. I always have on my MacBook, I have a lightning bolt adapter on the side, and then it plugs in with a USB port, and I have a clicker that advances the slides when I put it in my MacBook. So I'm getting ready to upgrade all of the modules for speakerfocus.com, and that's how I'm gonna record all the videos, so I can sit there and take my time. I don't have time to be matching slides with this. I know exactly what I want to do. I'm gonna record the slides. I know what I want to say on every slide, the talking points. There's data that I've collected to create a better learning experience, and I plan on doing it, because if it's gonna be more comprehensive and also be more simplistic and cycle people through the program faster, then that's the goal. And you always have to be looking at doing that for your students, and you got to listen. Why do you think we do these Q&A calls? I listen to everything it is that all of you say. And what you want to do is you want to cause as less friction as possible for your students. for the people that are listening to your message. And that's the reason why you want to have that VSL. It gives away massive value. It lets people know you care enough about them and you know enough about what they're going through. People want to know that you're capable of fixing their pain. They don't want to, you can't just stick your chest out, man. Let me tell you something about that. That ego stuff will get you in trouble every single time. And speaking of something you said in the beginning, let me just go back because you reminded me about something. This is how the universe works. It protects you from yourself. So Rico, the same thing that makes you great is the same thing that also bury you and put you in the ground. You and I got the same. We suffer from the same affliction. Sometimes we go too hard, and you got to know how to listen. You got to know how to listen to your body when it needs rest. You got to know how to listen to your mind to say, like, I reach a point every single day where I said, I hate everybody after like 8 or 9 p.m. I'm not talking to anybody, literally. I don't.
Right.
I'm talking to people all day long, bro. You gotta know when to back off. But the universe has a way of humbling you, and if you don't back off, it will slow you down. It'll put you on the sidelines to make you look at everything. It'll give you an out of body experience to say, hey, Rico, you got to get some more stuff into perspective. Hey, Kev, you looking at it the wrong way. I'm telling you, this is a high wire act of performance. This is a lot of performance pressure that you're under, Rico, and you're bro, you like to grind it out.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes life will sit you down and say, hey, these are the priorities, not this other thing that you was going after. And a lot of times, this is what I learned. The more you focus on grinding and going after to get the money, the more the money's gonna get away from you. So money doesn't operate like that. The more you focus on the service and the more you focus on the work. See, I just wake up every single day and I focus on the work. The rest will take care of itself. Even on the days where them demons creep into your mind and come visit you at night and say, bro, you're not gonna break no sales goal like you thought you was gonna break last month. You're not gonna do higher numbers. And every single time I go back to service the students, answer support tickets, building a better platform, tweak this information over here. Oh, I got a vision in my mind the other night. I said, oh, damn, I got a way I can make the platform better. But it's gonna require me to re-record all the videos. Damn, I don't really want to do that. No, that's what you're gonna do. See, this is a greater responsibility. I stay in the work. Now, I don't know what hidden successes are going to be in there after I do the work. All I know is I have to do the work. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not talking to me. All I know is I have to do the work. See, focus on serving other people first, Rico, and that's what the VSL does. The VSL has massive value to serve other people. Now, when you serve, watch what starts to happen. It's almost like you're going to wake up one day and you're going to have a bunch of people in your inbox and it's just going to start happening. And you think it's just going to be like, oh, it's luck. Or no, it's because you've been working, planning, building, tinkering. You started with the foundation. You got the first deck on the house. You put the second deck on, and now you got a roof on it. Now we got to wrap the house in. We got to wrap the house in Tyvek now to protect the wood when it starts raining. And now watch this: the plumbers and the HVAC guys, they're gonna come in, start drilling holes, running wire, putting the air conditioning, heating unit and stuff in there. And then all of a sudden, then the drywall people gonna come in, and then the finishing people come in on the back end, the painters, the carpet, they hang all the light fixtures, the punch out guys, they're gonna hang the doors, they're gonna put the carpet down, all of that kind of stuff. Then the landscapers are gonna come, they're gonna throw some grass seed down, put some turf, and all of a sudden, we ready to go to settlement. See, that's how your speaker business is, bro. And I done built enough houses, so I know.
Hey man, I will say this. I appreciate that so much because sometimes it's like you sometimes you want to skip, and I hear it too. I hear with some of our other students here. Sometimes you really get the temptation to want to skip the steps so bad. And as a matter of fact, before I got on this call with you right now, one girl I was talking to about helping her, because she saw me write, and so she was like having a couple of writing questions or whatever. So one of the things I told her was, I said, one of the biggest mistakes people make in that process is that they try to get through the process so fast that they don't even really stop and unlock more of the pain points they went through. And you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to get through it so fast in like 60 days or less. Because I hear it all the time. I see it all the time. Write your book in 5 days, 10 days. I'm like, really, that's a quick way to do it. But it's something about when you take your time and you allow the ingredients to be marinated right when you share it. And that's the point I was making with her and what you talked about in terms of many people want to get the benefits of the level that they aspire to, but not really face the process to develop, to go from the mindset you're in, the limited beliefs you're dealing with, how you probably never had to confront them before. Now you're having to confront them because they can no longer hide. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So,
You get exposed, bro. Your goals will expose you for the person that you really are. And that's okay. Like I said, you have to look in the mirror and embarrass yourself before somebody else does it.
yeah.
Now, you're going to get embarrassed whether or not it's intentional or not. Guess what? Sometimes, Rico, tough love is embarrassing. You know why? Because when you're dragging your ass and you show up on the group call, when you realize the Q&A is going on and I'm asking a question, I know I really see a lot of people, you know why they don't ask questions? Because they really don't want to hear the answer.
Right.
See, that's ego. You don't want to get embarrassed. See, you're past that. You can take your brother rained down on you harder than holy hell, a lot worse than I did when you was growing up. You're already used to it. Your parents probably took you through tough love. But a lot of people, man, people been letting them slide their whole lives. I've been held accountable from day one. I don't know what easy look like. I'm not looking for it to be easy. I don't give a damn about it being easy. I want to take the road less traveled. I want to take the hard path because I know I have to serve other people. See, some of us are wired this way. I had to go through all of the stuff I had to go through because I knew somebody like you was going to be on the other end and needed to listen to my journey so that you could have more confidence to know that it was possible. Another thing that a lot of times what coaches, consultants, or speakers do is they don't never think that they made any mistakes. When they tell the story is if you're going to serve people and help them out. I'm human and I go through things. So I'm going to show you, some days I show up on a group call and I have a very low emotional IQ. I'm going through it in life. You know, I'm getting, dragged through the mud. You know, going through things personally, Rico, just like how you've been going through things personally. But a lot of times the universe will sideline you to have you look at the game with an injury and say, damn, you know why I'm healing up from this injury? You know, there's a different way for me to play the game. Now watch this, Rico. A sprained ankle may keep you out for a couple of weeks, but an ACL will take you almost 2 years to recover from, to get you back on that field. So the key is, what is the degree to your injury? Mentally, spiritually, physically. Now, if I know I only got a sprained ankle, I'm only going to be out for a little bit. I'm gonna ice it. I'm gonna put some heat on it. I'm gonna do some therapy. And then I'm back out there into the game. And this is what a lot of things sideline you on your speaker business. What did I say in the beginning? I'm not sure if you logged on at the very beginning of the call, but I was talking about your growing a speaker business is nasty, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
Business. Like Rico, you talked about, this is why we got a brotherhood and a sisterhood on the speakerfocus.com platform, because you hear your brothers and sisters going through it every single week. A lot of you want to rush. But then you jump on the Q&A call and you hear somebody else that is at that same juncture at the coaching program that you are. They're trying to figure it out. And then KTR comes up with one of these analogies or one of these stories or this mindset. This is a mindset. How bad do you want it? And if that aha moment has not happened to you, to tell yourself, you know what, I don't want it that bad. Or I haven't wanted it that bad, or why don't I want it that bad? Why haven't I been able to make this a priority? And then look at the other stuff you're doing in your life. Look at how many little family events that you've been to. Look at how many happy hours that you've been to. I'm not knocking I don't have a GPS hooked up to any of you. I can't stop you from going anywhere. But look at your activity. How much am I talking on the phone? How much am I entertaining myself? How much am I spending time on social media? How much am I talking on the phone to friends who don't have any goals? Who am I talking to about the speaker business? If you can go through 5 to 10 things of how you've been wasting your time and you've been distracted, and then I want you to make a list of all the stuff that you've been doing. Have I submitted any support tickets? Have I wrapped up module 2 before I go to module number 5? Am I talking to anybody else on the platform about designing sales tools? Am I reaching out to videographers and graphic designers? Am I constantly immersing myself in the speaking industry? I'm on my 10th time looking at module number 5. Oh my God, the information that Austin said to me, I didn't catch that the first time I looked at it, but I got it now, and I'm getting closer and closer. I can feel myself getting stronger. See, if that's not the conversation if that's not the voices that you hear in your head, then you don't want to make this business a priority, or for some reason you haven't been able to.
Yeah.
And I don't feel sorry for you if you can't make it a priority. We all got a life we got to manage, but where are you going to manage to fit in the training and coaching to get your speaker business to a whole nother level, Rico? And at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. No one cares about your excuses. No one cares about your story. No one cares about why it's not getting done. Like my man Tom Coughlin said. No, I'm sorry, Mike Tomlin. I'm sorry, Mike Tomlin. He's the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's been there for a long time. Mike Tomlin said, when you make excuses and you got problems, the opponent is happy that you're going through all of that. They're happy that you got distractions. They're happy, Rico, when you show up and you're not prepared to do your job on an NFL field on a Sunday. That's why they call it any given Sunday, Rico. Anybody can get beat. Show up unprepared and see what happens. It happens to teams that's 17-1. It happened to the New England Patriots the year that the New York Giants, Michael Strahan's New York Giants, beat the New England Patriots. Them guys, they didn't lose not one game with Randy Moss, but they lost the Super Bowl.
Yep.
All because Michael Strahan was not having it that day. See, his desire to win that day, that one day, was greater than the entire New England Patriots team. And that's why they lost with Randy Moss, who was a Hall of Famer. That was one of the best teams in the history of the league. And it can happen to you too if you don't show up ready to play. Now, Rico, we all got to go through stuff. So here's the reality of life, is that we get torn and tattered. We will get distracted. We will have to sit on the sidelines with injury. But watch this. Just rehab yourself every day, brother. I always tell people it's not how much time you have, it's what you do with the time you have. So what are you doing with your time so you can get the knowledge for your speaker business so you can be everything it is you need to be? See, this is when you get time freedom, like me. This is when you get less stress, full control over everything it is that you're doing, because I paid the price years ago, Rico, to earn the position that I'm in right now. And that's all I'm teaching all of you to do. Start paying the price right now so that in 6 months or a year or 2 years from now, your speaker business will be making $250,000+ and you can write your own ticket. You got any other questions?
Well, just a couple more now and I'll be done. I really would say,
Alex, by the way, I see your hand up. You're next. Go ahead, Rico.
I'll say this, that I've always noticed that regardless of how hard something has been, I feel like I'm the curse breaker. Let me just say that.
Yeah, I love it.
I feel like that I say it's a problem. And this is one thing that irks me. I guess it's a deeper part of why. One thing that irks me is that when you have people in your gene line, hey, no knock against them. I'm just saying, it's a problem when nobody can write a $10,000 check and not miss it. That's a problem. That's to me, that's how I know I'm different. I'll go through the hell. I'll go through the disappointment. I'll go through it, and I'm resilient, and I get back up because it's not just me. I think about not just my kids. I think about even those that came before me that tried, and they. My uncle told me one time, he said, "You're doing something, son, your granddad couldn't do." And I'm thinking about it now, and as I'm meeting people like you, it's really stretching me. So I will say this last thing. You did say this: the wealthy invest in frameworks, systems. I think people that take that amazingly, because by me seeing this coach and being a part of this coaching program, it's actually helped me retool the one-to-one coaching that I actually have done and can need to do, to where now converting the content from one-to-one to putting it in like module format.
Right.
So I think that's another value or gem that we have access to by watching what you've done with this program. And then lastly, my question is the length of videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I watched your modules, how did you determine the length of time for each course? Because like you could go 30 minutes, like I'm like at the most you could go 30 minutes. You could go longer.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you go like 45 minutes or an hour, I mean that may work, but I'm just saying, what was the breaking point, or did Austin break you to the point to be like, hey, look, you need to break this down into like incremental videos to where it's not all long drawn out, but it's broken up in a manner to where it can increase the engagement. That's my last question.
Okay, no problem. Well, first of all, that's a great question. Nobody ever really phrased it to me like that before on our platform. This is why we enjoy answering support tickets and when people show up on the Q&A call, because this is the data that allows your program to be amazing. Now, what Austin did was he gave me, obviously, the blueprint, taught me everything I know about digital marketing. It's just that simple. And he gave me the client avatar, and then he gave me a script to follow. And what I had to do was pour my expertise through that script. He gave me full autonomy to do whatever it is that I wanted to do, because we had to capture my expertise as a speaker. And that's what I knew, that if we were going to be competitive and have a product that was above and beyond, again, I wasn't interested in entering into the marketplace and being average. So I literally laid out 15 to 20 coaching programs that I purchased myself. I laid them all, and these were a lot of them. Some of them were old school, maybe a couple of them were online. I had to download a couple of PDFs. I had to go back in, look at some modules, some videos and stuff. And I literally did a lot of research, and I figured out what everybody else's program was missing. Then I figured out, I figured out what kind of nonsense was in there that I didn't want in mind, that I felt like was going to waste people's time. I threw it out. Then I said, if I'm going to do this, this is my way. This is my blueprint of having success in the speaking industry. And then what I did was, in order to design curriculum like that, you have to do what you feel. And doing what I felt, I relied on my experience as a facilitator, a teacher, and as a person who really knew how to transfer knowledge as a professional speaker. I also got a professorship through Johnson & Wales University. So anything in all of my professional credentials that would allow me to facilitate and design curriculum, that's what I did. And then all I did was the same thing I taught all of you in module number 2, to bring closure to the point. No, module 1, it's actually in there. It's in the mechanics of communication. It's making a point, opening up the point, making an example of the point, bringing closure to the point, and transitioning and pivoting right into the next. Now, Rico, in some of the modules, the video or the audio was only 10 minutes. It may be 9 minutes and 53 seconds. I simply said what I felt about that particular topic. When I felt like I said everything I needed to say, and I gave it enough, or I gave it my all. And there's a lot of suspense in what it is that I say in the modules as well. This is not, the audio is not scripted. It's all from the gut. It's from the heart. I said, okay, guess what? I punched him in the face enough. I throw enough body shots. Let me go ahead and bring closure to this. And then I move right on to the next thing. Whatever I see in my outline, then I move right on to the next. And then see, the knowledge is already in there. When I design the curriculum, I'm talking about things that's from my own personal playbook, things that I know work in this industry and that my students needed to know. And once Austin told me the kind of value that I need to deliver, and he gave me the blueprint that I needed to follow, in other words, Rico, sometimes the videos are going to be 15 minutes. Sometimes the video may be 30 minutes and 33 seconds. Sometimes one of the videos may be 11 minutes and 85 seconds. Just say what you feel. And when you feel like you said enough, bring closure to that module or that talking point in that module and move on to the next. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
That's how you do it. Do what you feel and give enough value, wrap it up and move on to the next module. Just be authentic in everything it is that you do. And believe me, it's not a promise, it's a guarantee. It will sell. especially if you're fixing the right kind of problem.
Right.
You got it?
I got it, Coach. Appreciate it.
Okay, brother. Stay strong, man. And listen, keep on working on the things you're working on. The universe is not putting these ideas in your head for no reason. You're working on your speaking, polishing up your coaching, refining the messaging. You struggle with it for a minute. You got clarity. You fell off the wagon. You dealt with multiple distractions personally and professionally, but you still back at it, brother. And that's why I'm proud of you. This is going somewhere, Rico, and it takes patience for it to unwind, but you about to see in the near future, mark my words, where it's all going, and there's about to be an explosion. Your stuff, because you've had so many adversities, and it's the last thing I'm gonna say to you, it's gonna all break loose all at the same time. Watch what I'm telling you. I know what this looks like.
Mm.
It's about to go crazy all at the same time, so get ready for it. This is what happens, bro. That's why you having to fight so hard to get to the paper, because that's why you had all these distractions, because the universe knows he got to be able to pass this test. He got to know how to manage. He got to know how to manage when his personal life starts falling apart and keep his business on track. That takes skill, brother. And what you're learning how to do is get better at managing and incorporating other things into your life. This game called being an entrepreneur is not easy. That's why everybody can't do it. Keep your head in the game. And that's why we offer you this kind of information and content on this platform. This is not just about being a speaker. You are operating a business entity. And if you're going to do it, you need a skill to be able to manage. Management should be the key word you're thinking about, Rico. Life management, relationship management, money management, technology management, new information management, speakerfocus.com management, building, design, and curriculum management. It's all about the way you manage it, bro. And I'm always here to help you manage things in a better fashion. Holler at me. I can't wait to see you in the support inbox again.
Oh, definitely. Appreciate it, Coach.
Okay, boss. See you soon.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Alex Bryant, talk to me.
Hey, KTR. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, brother. How's things going?
Oh, things are going. It's like a lot of the in-person stuff I've been booking, because of the pandemic and stuff, and they were switching virtual. So I'm just making sure to keep on with the event planners about keeping the same rate and not lowering the rate just because it's virtual. So that's just been a challenge. So anyone going through that, you're not alone.
That's okay. Hold on. Pause real quick before you move on to your next comment or question. I'm
Sure.
glad you brought that point up. Everybody, what Alex just said is happening with a lot of meeting planners. All depends on where you are. Sometimes you may have a gig set up. I have something coming up in Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia. It was supposed to happen at the beginning of the year. It got pushed back because of another outbreak of a different variant, Omicron or Delta variant, and also had India coming up in the beginning of the year as well. Those dates have been postponed indefinitely. I don't know when they're going to be happening again. It's probably going to happen online, and understand that a lot of the meeting planners, they're still learning. And let me say this, because you have to be sensitive to the meeting planner's needs. This has been a tough son of a bitch for all of us to manage and handle. And the meeting planner is no different. So you have to be sensitive to what they're going through. Now you need to help them understand why you do not need to take a lower fee. A meeting planner that understands your value is not going to ask you to take a lower fee just because you're doing it online. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not going to have to pay for your expenses, but the content and the knowledge. See, when your signature programs are very strong, they're going to see that in your value proposition. So you have to be strong enough to negotiate without having to take less. The fact of the matter is that the market is being diluted with speakers that are cutting deals with meeting planners saying, oh, my on-site fee is $5,000, but I'll do it for you for $1,000 online. A meeting planner would love to pay you $1,000 to get $100,000 worth of value, and they don't have to fly you anywhere. So this is about, remember, communication is negotiation. The more you're communicating with the meeting planner, the more they understand your position, the more you go take them through the needs assessment and see whether or not they're going to be a good fit for you. if they have a venue for you to speak, whether or not it's on site or whether or not it's online, whether or not they have a budget, and whether or not they have an actual date to offer you. Then get into if your speaker services are a good fit for their upcoming event, and then get down to the yes or no as quickly as possible. Get down to find out as quickly as possible if they want you to take less or more. And then if you're not comfortable with them having you take less, well, a lot of our speakers that are doing the event, you know, they're lowering their fee by 50%. Well, I'm not a lot of speakers. See, a lot of you are afraid to say no. And you got to be able to walk away when it's not going, if the check is not going to serve your needs, then you got to simply walk away. So Alex, I wanted to touch on that is a trend that is going on because meeting planners they got to pivot. And if they're doing a live event, they have to, oh, damn, we can't do the live event now. We got to take it all online. Okay, let's send out an email to all the speakers because a lot of them are panicking and freaking out. Send an email to the speakers and have everybody take less. I'm telling you, you don't have to take less when the value is there. But if you don't understand how to negotiate your position, then they're gonna give you what they want you to have. And it's just that simple. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, it's true. I think I brought it up as an event planner that's what we had to do with other speakers. Apart from the keynote, we stick to that rate. Okay, so basically mine's just commentary. It's not really a question. Oh wait,
Okay.
I do have a question. So
Yeah, please
my
share.
question is, how many times should you follow up with the event planner before you just like, it's not worth it, move on? If they're not getting, like, if they're like, for example, if you send 2 follow-ups and they haven't gotten back to you yet, like, is it a week after, 2 weeks, or is it a monthly? Like sometimes I've been writing in my email, okay, when should I hear back from you? You know, I'm just thinking about the follow-up process after you doing the, you know, when you're wanting contact and then they've kind of like ghosted you for like 2 months.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here are all the characteristics of managing a sales cycle. And your average touch point throughout the sales cycle should be about 7 to 10 touch points. That's calls, emails, follow-up, email drip sequences, whatever it is you call it. You're reaching out, you're following up. Now, here's a reason why we teach you on the back end of the sales script to make sure you schedule a follow-up call. And then you can make sure that you're keeping the meeting planner engaged. Remember, communication is negotiation. The reason why I say that is because you've got to learn to get to the yes or no as quickly as possible. And if they've ghosted you, Alex, for 2 months, it's because you were not in full control of all the communication back and forth. Now remember, if they have a date to offer you, they have a venue for you to speak, whether or not it's online or on site, and they have a budget. If you've talked to them on a needs assessment call, if they watch this, here's how you know that the meeting planner is serious. Number one, engagement. Let me see, who was that? I think it was Jonathan King. Jonathan King sent me, let me see, Jonathan sent me a couple emails. He's up for some college bookings in the Southern California area. The engagement in the email, I already know he's going to get that booking. They're talking to him like he's the guy. They're talking to him. They're very, very favorable language back and forth. I know they want him because I saw the email. Now, if they ghost you, here's the characteristics of what happens when they ghost you. First of all, they cannot afford the fee. So don't take it personal. Perhaps that is not the type of engagement that you should have went after or should be going after. But a lot of times we don't know this in sales until we actually talk to them on the phone. If you were going through the process of asking them, hey, do you have a challenge with Trevor's fee? You should be asking them that up front. Is that something, is that something that your committee can afford? It's a simple yes or no. Well, that's a little bit too out of our range. Then I go down to, okay, watch this. My number may hurt, or our number may hurt for the keynote. If we were to entertain a lower offer, what does that look like for you? If you were to make Trevor your choice, what does that look like for you? Because there's a reason. I have to go back and I have to have a good reason of why we're doing this for a lower fee. I'd love to be able to help you, perhaps we can entertain it. See, if you don't say that to them, the meeting planner is thinking, well, they're not willing, they don't have no room for negotiation.
Yeah.
This is why you should be charging higher. So when you drop it down, maybe it's in the range that you want. They're going to negotiate. They have a budget. If they want you real bad, they're going to pay the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I love having leverage, because when you got leverage, they're going to pay it. Period.
Yeah,
So
that's I think that's the key right there. Just getting straight to the point and making sure there's a follow-up guarantee like after that. But then his
okay,
tour's doing well.
okay, real quick. So here's the question. Are you doing that? Are you getting to the yes or no? Are you asking those questions more upfront?
Yeah, I'm getting to the larger speaking engagements. Yes, I am getting them very
Okay,
quickly and
good.
very adamant and getting them to be more transparent and not like, oh, I don't know, maybe with the COVID. It's like, okay, by this date, the decision, we're assuming that we're going to go virtual and we're going to keep the fee at the rate and just move forward from that.
Exactly.
Like how I've been doing it.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, Trevor got two big press stuff coming up. One's with Forbes and then another's with Mind Valley, I think. Yeah.
Good.
So
Good. Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them are those. That's a great look again for more credibility into the marketplace, more searchable Google links.
Yeah.
Because Mind Valley and also Forbes is going to be online to give them more, raises visibility even more. See, again, that kind of stuff right there. When you say Mind Valley is you might as well say Mind Valley right next to TEDx, a TED Talk, right? That's like right there, like Mind Valley. If you got some, come on, man. So these are the things that allow you to substantiate and justify the value. And people are talking about, oh, I don't want to raise my fees because the money's not there. That's BS. The money is there. You gotta not be afraid to say no. Alex, you gotta be more shrewd. You listen, watch this. Here's something that I started doing really early on my strategy calls this year. Now I was doing it before, but so many people are excited when they get on the phone and start talking to me that I have to be able to cut through all the noise. So I say, listen, what is the real reason why you scheduled this call with me to learn more about building a speaker business? And most people get into their story, I've been called by God and Jesus himself and the disciples so I could speak. And I was born the son of a sharecropper. I've been shot 5 times and I got a story. And I have to listen, without telling me your story, because that is not relevant right now. I need you to focus on the things that you are not doing well, what you don't understand about the speaking business, because I want to build a bridge from where you are right now versus where you want to go. Now talk to me about that. What is your why? Why did you schedule this call with me? See, that eliminates all the bullshit up front. Alex, I don't have time. I don't have time for tough talk. I don't have time to be dancing around the daisies. I don't. Let's get right to it. Now, 2 types of people to schedule a call with me. The people who are serious and want to make speaking a priority, just searching for information. Which category are you in? Boom. Do you have a budget? If I could show you something that really will add some value, do you have a budget? Yes or no? Don't tell me anything else except for yes or no. Yes, I have a budget. No problem. Okay, are you willing to invest 8 to 10 hours a week to invest in your speaker business? Yes, I am. Okay, boom. Qualifying questions over with. Then I call it cost opportunity. Once they answer the questions, I'm in control, not them. I'm the one with the knowledge. I'm the one with the leverage.
Yeah.
So therefore, once you answer the qualifying questions and you get past that, then I say, okay, I'm willing to take this for the whole half an hour if I need to. When you don't, I start wrapping up the call. Am I making sense to you what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to qualify the meeting planner, Alex, if they are a good fit for brand Trevor Romaine. And if they not, you got to get them out of there as quickly as possible.
Okay.
If they have disappeared in 2 months, it means that they don't have the budget. It means the budget was too high. It means they could possibly be embarrassed. You got to give them an opportunity. This is what you got to say to them. When you're a high fee speaker, you always got to say this to the meeting planner while you have them on the phone, while you have them engaged, because as soon as they hang that phone up, they are going to call another speaker. They are entertaining offers every single day while you have their attention. This is where the separation away from the pack happens. This is the market differentiation that you need in order to let them know that they need to be doing business with you. Hey, Miss Johnson, this is what you need to say to him, Alex. We realize Trevor's fees are very in line with your typical high fee, high value speaker. However, if for some reason your budget or chair or board or committee member, if this is a budget you cannot afford, I'd like to think of it like a first right of refusal. Can you do me a favor? Because there's only a certain time that I could hold this date for you anyway, because Trevor's schedule is very volatile. If you could just let me know, the purpose of us following up in 1 or 2 days is because I like to get to the yes or no as quickly as possible. I don't allow people to waste my time, Ms. Johnson, and I'm not here to waste yours. If we can work together, we'd love to be able to help you accomplish your conference goals. If not, I wish you nothing but the best. So I like to do a first right of refusal. If for some reason that the budget, that you cannot accommodate our budget, would you just give me a call and let me know instead of just disappearing on me? Because this is sales and I get lied to every single day. I just don't want to have to put you in that category. In order for me to serve you, but do you see the language that I'm using?
Yeah, you're making it more invitational and be
Yes. I'm doing you a favor by giving you my service. See, a lot of you, you don't understand the value. Listen, Alex, I am better at negotiating than the meeting planner. So therefore I'm going to win. If they want me to be a part of their conference and you're willing to compensate me properly, then I'm willing to bring the pain, bring the fire. But if you don't, why don't you go find somebody else? Why don't you go try to search high and low for this level of authenticity? I dare you. Go to the open market and try to find it. You want an average run-of-the-mill motivational or inspirational speaker, or you want somebody who's really going to get in there to help move the meter? See, Trevor Romaine is one of the speakers that can move the meter through his storytelling techniques, through his strategies, through his signature programs. You got to be more shrewd. Alex, you're a very nice person, but I know you know how to take care of business, and you got to make them feel more uncomfortable. And you're not comfortable with making them feel uncomfortable. And I'm telling you right now, you're the one holding all the cards. Right. Make the meeting planner feel more uncomfortable. Get to the yes or no as quickly as possible. I feel, and if you got anything from this, please let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got to start getting through your qualifying questions faster, and you've got to start asking better qualifying questions.
Yeah, I agree.
That way they won't ghost you. When a person let me tell you something. When a person ghosts me, when they don't call, I had a guy to schedule a follow-up call with me today. See, this is sales. You get lied to. It's natural. Let us not start to believe that the meeting planner is not a liar. Anybody in sales is a liar. A telemarketer calls you over the phone and they say, "Hey, Alex, we have these widgets that we want to sell you. These are the best widgets in the world. Do you have 5 minutes so I could talk about it?" No, I didn't ask for any widgets. I don't have 5 minutes. Click. Or you can say, "Yeah, you know what? I heard about those widgets. I heard they were pretty good. Well, Alex, I can give you a 50% discount if you sign up today." Well, I tell you what, I'm in the middle of something right now. You're really not in the middle of something, Alex, but that's what you tell them, right?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of something. Can you give me a call back tomorrow? Click. And they call you back tomorrow. And again, you know why? Because the person doing the cold calling doesn't have any leverage. I have leverage. I don't have to do that. So I had a guy that scheduled a follow-up call with me today. Now, I already knew that in the beginning, it was a little shaky, but a follow-up call is a follow-up call. And I went by attrition. So I said, you never know. Some people that sound shaky on the follow-up call, on the main call, when I schedule them on the follow-up call, they come through. I said, okay, I'm gonna at least give him an opportunity. If he shows up, he shows up. I call him, he shows up. No, he shows up at 2 o'clock, something. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It was around 11:30. He said, "I'm in the middle of something right now. I'm in a meeting." I'm like, a meeting, huh? I said, this is the meeting that we had. So I'm not understanding. Are you still moving forward with speakerfocus.com or not? Did you look at the video? Well, Kevin, I'm in the middle of a meeting. I can't talk right now. I said, listen, I got one question. Are you still moving forward or not? Yes, I'm still moving forward. I just need a few hours. Okay, I got an opening. I had a cancellation at 2:30. I could move you to 2:30 if you like. Would it be okay to give you a call back at 2:30? Okay, fine. I called him back at 2:30. He picks the phone up. He says, "Who is this?" I said, Jose, this is Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of speakerfocus.com. You told me to call you back at 2:30. I called him back at 2. So he hangs up on me. I immediately deleted him out of my database. He did me a favor, Alex. When people pull that kind of shit on you, they're doing me a favor because I don't have to market to him again.
Right.
The liar. He's a liar. People in sales lie to you every single day, and meeting planners are no different. They're going to blow smoke up your ass and tell you that you're the it guy. It's your job to find out if I'm the it guy as quickly as possible. Because if I am in fact the it guy, then when I do the needs assessment with you, when I walk you through the process, speaking engagement is constant back and forth interaction. Meeting planner need to talk to you. You need to talk to them. Alex, you've been a meeting planner. You know how many times you got to go back and forth with the speaker for travel, for topic, where they supposed to be, venue. Hey, we had to move the room because the conference did this. How many texts and stuff you have to send back and forth to the speaker? Engagement. If you don't get any engagement, you know they're not serious. And if they're not, you get them out of your database or you simply market to them later down the line. I don't tolerate any shit from any prospects because I don't have to. And that needs to be your mindset. And if it's not, you need to get more shrewd and you need to get more tough, because the softer you are on these meeting planners and your fee, they're going to drain your bank account down, and you're going to keep putting yourself in a position where you're getting less instead of earning more. He has the value, they don't. You want to book the value, come up with the fee. You have any other questions or comments?
No, that's it. I really appreciate that. I also appreciate the breakdown and the follow-up that you gave. So yeah. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted and see how that shifted within the next 7 days.
Absolutely. Hey, Alex, send me over your qualifying questions. Send me over what you've been talking about the meeting planner with when you first get on the phone. Let me help you tighten up the language to get down to the brass tacks of it a little faster, and then put that back into the marketplace and let me know how that works. And we'll just keep playing around with the verbiage until you get the results you're looking for. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay, boss. Talk to you real soon.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. Y'all better be listening to what I'm saying. If you don't have any leverage, it's going to affect your money. Oh, my man JK is right there. Okay, I'm so glad he showed up. Jonathan King. Jonathan, talk to me, brother.
What's up, boss man?
Hey, buddy, what's going on? What's going on with them Southern California tour dates you trying to book?
It's you, man. It's you. I'm trying to just, I'm just like on pins and needles, right? I you kind of feel like, can I drop that number? I mean, if it wouldn't have been for your program, I would have been saying like, oh, $1,000 would be fine, right? Or $2,000. I'd be super happy. So I dropped these numbers feeling kind of queasy, but they still seem to think that they can get me to come and do these talks, right?
Okay.
But I talked to this lady at one of the colleges who wants me to come, and she more or less was saying, well, my budget is only at $2,000. Because I said, normally I charge $5,000, but if your budget is restrained, I can drop down to $4,000. So now she's saying she's going to try to pull it from other budgets, but all I'm hearing now are crickets, which is kind of scaring me because we're getting closer to February.
Okay.
And I got another call from a college. They wanted the same thing. It's a online college.
Okay.
And so they said they definitely want me to come, but when I said that 4,000 number, I got crickets again. So the lady said, okay, I'm going to call you back and let you know what the budget is. And she has to get approval by her VP. So I'm just kind of on pins and needles right now, because I don't know, what they're going to come back and say. And I do know that time is running out and I need to book this stuff because pretty soon, in 2-3 weeks, we'll be into February, right?
We'll be in February. Okay. So here's what you need to do to stay a little bit ahead of it. So first of all, is this a Division 1, 2, 3, or 4 college? What is it?
It's a community, both are community colleges.
Okay, community college. So the reason why you're hearing crickets on the budget is because a lot of times when it comes to negotiation, people are embarrassed, Jonathan, when they don't have your money. When they can't afford to pay it, they're embarrassed. They're like, oh, damn, his fee is too high. So they go ghost, they go silent. So you have to give them the option. You have to put it in their brain. He did tell us that if for some reason that budget is that something that the committee can't afford, then at least give me first right of refusal. Let me know, at least give me the option to walk away from it. The worst thing I could tell you is no. If the 4,000 is something that you are the 4,000 that you can't accommodate, then perhaps a lower budget, you know, I'm more than willing to be more budget friendly, budget conscious, things of that nature. Just let them know that I at least want the opportunity to work it out with you before you just not give me a call back. So you got to not be afraid to tell people that you get lied to every single day. While I have your attention on the phone, Miss Whoever, I just want to be able to try to work it out so that, you know, I'm interested in moving forward and obviously doing business and getting another date on my calendar. And I want to bring the value, but I also want to do business with people that, you know, are going to make sure they take care of me the right way and make sure that they do business the right way. And doing business is, let me go over it for people in the cheap seats that didn't hear me. This is how you know that the people are serious about hiring you to speak. Number one, they have a venue for you to speak, whether or not that's on site or online. Jonathan, I read the emails that you received. Great engagement, by the way. You saw my notes that I sent you back today, correct?
Yep, for sure.
Okay, great. Number one, they do have a venue for you to speak. Number two, they have an actual date in Black History Month coming up in February. Number three, you have put out the budget. Now you got to be able to see whether or not the budget is going to fly with the rest of the board, chair, or committee members. And in the college market, just like many of the rest, there's not just one person who makes the decision to cut the check. It's always, I got to go talk to my VP. It's always, I got to go talk to the Secretary of Procurement. It's always, I got to get it signed off on from my manager. It's always, I got to talk to the student activity director, whoever it is. So you have all the engagement and you've done it right. What I would do if I were you, I would say that put something in the email. No. Don't worry about it. I'll give you the verbiage because it should be in it should be in the engagement agreement that has all the information, engagement agreement details. But send me a reminder through support ticket.
Okay,
And I will give you the specific verbiage to send her back. This is going to be a one-liner.
okay,
You're going to send her back, whatever her name is. You're going to say, Miss whatever. I realize that we are in negotiations, and so that we don't have a breakdown, and I want to keep the communication open. I am open to a reduction of fee because I'm budget sensitive, or I want to be budget friendly. I'll play around with the verbiage a little
I
bit.
like that. Okay,
Yeah, I'm budget friendly. Just let them know I'm
Okay.
open. I'm open to, you know, working with you any way I can to make this a win-win on both sides.
got
But
it.
I'll come up with the type of verbiage, you know, and again, if you have to take less, just let them know, hey, you know, the speaker negotiated menu, whether or not they sign your agreement or you sign theirs, because sometime in the college market, they want you to sign their agreement. You can make sure you get the content, get the video, get pictures, get
Got it.
testimonials. That's more than enough to make up for, to get that repetition under your belt. But right now, you do have great engagement with them. They have not ghosted you. And you just got to be able to reach back out to her and be able to let her know, hey, I just wanted to reach back out to let you know that I want to be budget friendly so we can get this thing done. Your continued communication is most appreciated. And that's the best thing you can do. We do not want to put ourselves in a position where we're begging. You just want to be able to get to the yes or no as quickly as possible, and doing all your due diligence and taking care of the details in these engagements is going to get you off of pins and needles. And it's okay that you feel that way right now, because you got to learn how to put these deals together. And once I
Right.
teach you how to put this deal together, you're going to have a blueprint for the next time, and then you're going to be able to negotiate. This is the main reason why speakers are that they end up losing the engagement, because they really don't know how to keep the meeting planner on the phone. I've been dealing with people for so long, Jonathan. You know, if I'm going to lose a prospect, if they can't pay the top end to our coaching fee, if they can't afford the typical payment arrangement that we want them to pay, then what I always say is my number may hurt, but your number doesn't. So hypothetically speaking, if you had to come up with a number for a down payment and a monthly payment without stressing yourself, what would that look like? And they start going into a story. I'm like, I just need a number.
Mhm.
You don't have to, you don't owe me an excuse. Don't talk to me about a story. We're adults. This is business. We're talking straight with each other. I'm asking you a straight question. I need a straight answer. What would it look like for a down payment and a monthly payment for you to afford to start if you were to give this some real consideration over the next 1 or 2 days? What would that look like without stressing you? And then they tell me. They may not tell me they can put down 5,000. They may say, oh man, KTR, I can do 1,000. See, when they blurt it out that fast, now I know I got a number from them and I got a commitment. I could do 1,000 with no problem. Okay, fine. What if we did 1,000 with no problem? And what if I could do, what if I could do 9 more payments of 1,000? Okay, if I were to agree to that, if I could show you something that really has some value, now that we got the pricing out the way, let's go back to having a real conversation. See, now I got the money out the way. See, you don't want to make people feel embarrassed that they don't have it. The meeting planners like anybody else. If they don't have your $4,000 or $5,000, they're embarrassed. They feel bad. I'm not calling him back telling him we ain't got our money. Tell somebody else on the board to do it. But watch this, Jonathan. Remember what they're going to do. They already got other speakers who've already told them that they do it for $1,500 or $2,000. But I guarantee they aren't as good as you. But they'll take them if the deal falls apart. If the deal falls apart with Jonathan King, man, he's asking for 4,000. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. Okay, look, backup plan. This is how meeting planners are. The backup plans, we're going to get them. We're going to get that speaker from Pennsylvania that only charges $2,500. Because if Jonathan tells us to go F ourselves, then we got to go to our backup plan. They got to have a keynote speaker. They got to have somebody for Black History Month. And believe me, Black History Month is very important. You see, you can't be jerking around with these speakers. They know they got to get a commitment from you and get it locked in on the books, because the closer they get to Black History Month, they're going to start stressing. You think you're stressing right now. What you think the meeting plan is doing? Jonathan, you're a consummate professional, brother. You got to learn better negotiating as a speaker, because you are in full control. Your information is stellar. It is outstanding. They should be happy that they're getting you on the low. If you lower it anything other than what it is that you want, they should be excited to have you. Am I making sense to you what I'm saying?
Making a lot of sense, man. I'm just hanging in there. The other thing too now, should I send this email to both the VP and the program manager? The program manager really is excited. She's already said, hey, I got 2,000 for you in my budget, but I'm going to wait and see what they can get from the other departments. So I'm just wondering, should I just communicate directly with her, or should I send them both an email?
No, don't send the VP anything. Send your point of contact, because your point of contact has influence over the VP. What I would tell them is this: tell them that you do not want this to be a deal breaker, because listen, if you got we don't want $2,000 guaranteed to fall off the table that they're offering you right now. And that is a drive date in Southern California for you, correct?
So what now?
That's a drive date for you. You don't have to fly there. That's
no. It's virtual. No driving at all.
Oh, it's okay. It's virtual. Okay, so look, at the minimum you're talking about, and it's how long do they want you to speak? Is it an hour, a half day?
1 hour.
1 hour. So you got an hour keynote guaranteed at $2,000.
Yep.
In the bag for potential more money. So this is what you're going to let them know. You're going to say, look, obviously the higher fee is what we're shooting for.
Right.
The type of value that I deliver, obviously I would want to be able to get the higher fee. However, if something happens, if you could just be straight with me and let me know, if the budget isn't there, I need to know as quickly as possible. Then I got to decide, I got to look at the cost opportunity.
Right.
And then watch this. If you know that the VP said, listen, tell Mr. King the budget is definitely not there, or we can get him another $500 max, that's it. Then you need to go ahead and start wrapping this thing up in a nice bow, to whether or not they have it or they don't have it.
Right.
Okay, so if I agree to accept the engagement at $2,000, let's talk about finalizing everything. I need to get you a speaker engagement agreement. All right, what's the fastest you can get me that? Okay, what does the purchase order look like when it goes through procurement? Is the check going to be sent to me? How long does it take for the check to get there? Okay, I'm going to send over the presentation prior to. I need you to make sure everybody who's attending has a copy of the outline, and you're going to start getting into all the details. You're going to send them the pre-programmed questionnaire, right? This is how you wrap up an engagement. Get the booking, Jonathan. You're right there.
Okay,
but
man.
Don't walk away from it just because they don't.
I do not want to walk away from it.
Because remember, the speaker negotiating menu, if they don't have the $4,000 or $5,000 that you want, then get the testimonials, get 3 recommendations.
Okay.
Get the video from
Right.
the virtual event. You can market all of that. You can take little sound bites and you keep building from there. And once
Excellent
you
advice.
crush it, thank you. Once you crush it, they're gonna want to bring you back potentially for faculty, and all you're doing is planting the seed later down the line, man. This Omnicron, this can't last forever, man. No
Right.
matter how irritated we are, no matter how much patience we're losing, it can't last forever. You got it?
Appreciate that, man.
You're
I
very welcome.
really appreciate that. I'm going to send that thing to you in a few minutes.
Send me the reminder, and I'll have the
Okay.
verbiage. It's gonna be like a 1-2 sentence max to send that over to her, just to keep her engaged, and then let me know what's going on about the engagement, and I'll help you close it. Okay.
Okay. One more thing. I sent
Yes,
you
sir.
that a proposal for
Mhm.
the needs assessment for that college down in South Texas.
I sent it to you.
I sent it back to you. I
Oh,
did my own and sent it back to you. So yeah, definitely help me with that if you don't mind. Just take a look at it and make sure I'm on the right track.
no
But
problem.
yours was excellent.
Yeah, thank you. Did you see how comprehensive it
Oh
was?
man, I mean, I was
Down?
shocked. I was blown out of the water, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I had another person's, and I thought that was all that. When I saw yours, I said, "Dang!" So it was great. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate
No
that.
problem, man. It's
Yeah,
our
man.
success is all in the details, JK. We got you
Love you,
covered.
man. Thank you so much.
Okay,
I
man. Love
appreciate
you too,
that.
boss. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye. Yeah, I love it. People are negotiating. Communication is negotiation. I love it when the students are on here booking speaking engagements, getting information. Listen, the better you know how to negotiate, the more money you're going to make as a speaker. This is a vital part at being able to master the sales cycle and get the prospect to convert into revenue. And this is the part that I absolutely love. When you get to the point where you have all the leverage, see, it's actually selling is a lot of fun. But remember, selling is not convincing anybody of anything. It's just proper positioning of your brand and presentation of the facts. When you have a really strong presentation with more facts than anybody else in the marketplace, everybody else sees it. And you notice how you get the consistent compliments at speakerfocus.com. The reason why, it's not because me and Auston are that outstanding as people or as entrepreneurs. That may have a lot to do with it, but what it really has to do with it, it's the curriculum. It's the design of the information that we're able to transfer. It's the results that we get for other people. It's the help. It's the pain that you alleviate in people when they talk to you. They know they're dealing with a professional of the first order. This is what we're teaching you how to do at speakerfocus.com. Be a better entrepreneur. Be a better person. Be a better business professional. You know, this business will reward you if you just set it up the right way. My God, the money is there like never before. Stop suffering from possibility blindness. Increase your business IQ. Manage your emotions. And stay focused on your goals and dreams and keep building your speaker business. Now, oh, I love that. I love that. Alex, you're very welcome, man. You're very welcome. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Alex, what this is about, it's just about having the guts enough to be able to say what it is that you want to say and not being afraid to say it. You know, I'm just talking facts when it comes to sales. Let's just talk straight with each other. If you at least put that energy out there to your prospect or your target buyer of your professional speaking services, and you're just straight with them and you let them know, listen, I'm not here to waste your time. I don't allow people to waste my time. We have a premium product in the marketplace. We are prepared to deliver that. We need to make sure that we have a real firm date, because I don't want to take Trevor back anything that's shaky. We got to make sure we have a venue, whether or not that's on site or in person. We got to make sure that we agree on budget. And when we got those three things, we have something further to talk about. Do you feel like this is a budget that you can afford? What's the date coming up so I could check the calendar to see if I'm even available? Because we got nothing to talk about if I'm not available. And then let's see whether or not I got to get my mind prepared. If this is going to be on site, because we're in the pandemic, how do I have to manage the on-site meeting? It's possible. Everybody got to be masked up. Some people got to get, you got to be vaccinated in order to get the speaking engagement. It's all in the details of how you approach the event. Communication, ladies and gentlemen, is all in your approach. We are happy to share these strategies with you at speakerfocus.com. I want to thank everybody for your participation as always. Keep the support tickets rolling in. Please continue to ask questions. If you're not asking questions and submitting support tickets, it means you are not doing the work and the homework exercises. If it's something you don't understand, let us know. We are here to remove the fear out of how to grow your speaker business. On behalf of an entire team at speakerfocus.com, I'm Kevin T. Robertson. I'm just so happy to be CEO of speakerfocus.com. I just don't know what to do. Listen, stay focused on your goals and dreams. We will see you same place, same time next week with more powerful information to grow your speaker business. I'll talk to you real soon. Peace.